You can build an empire, raise a family, and still throw it all away in the time it takes for one camera to pan your way. That's what happened to Andy Byron, the once respected tech CEO whose entire life unraveled in a matter of seconds. The Coldplay concert at Gillette Stadium wasn't just another night under the stars. It became the stage for one of the most humiliating public exposures of infidelity the internet has ever seen.
I think cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
This whole Andy Byron affair with Kristin Cabot is probably the most gripping cheating scandal this nation has seen.
You don't cheat on your wife, that makes you a scumbag. Let's just start there, full stop.
And it wasn't just anyone caught up in the scandal. Andy Byron, the CEO of Astronomer, a company once valued at over $200 million, had built a pristine public image. Married to Megan Carrian Byron, a devoted wife and mother of their 2 sons, he appeared to be the golden boy of the tech world. But beneath the surface, cracks were already forming, and one careless moment under the spotlight shattered everything.
2 children, and it appears that they were caught in what appears to be an affair. Problem here is that Andy Byron is married to someone other than Kristin Cabot, who, again, the irony of her being head of HR.
Let's rewind to the night of July 16th, 2025. Coldplay was performing their Music of the Spheres tour at Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts. It was a sold-out night with fans from all over filling the arena. But nestled in a VIP suite, far from the general crowd, were 2 familiar faces: Andy Byron and his chief people officer, Kristen Kitt. They weren't there by accident. And what happened next would change all 3 lives forever.
You do have to think about the children and the spouses. We're all laughing about it, but they're all families and stuff.
The camera zooms in. The kiss cam hits the VIP box. Kristen laughs nervously. Andy ducks behind the railing, and that was it. The moment that launched 1,000 TikToks. But this wasn't just awkward, it was damning. Chris Martin, Coldplay's frontman, unknowingly poured gasoline on the fire when he joked, "Either they're having an affair, or they're just very shy." The audience laughed, but the internet didn't.
I do feel sorry for their partners and spouses that they had to find out this way.
Oh, look at these 2. All right, come on, you're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Here's the punch to the gut. According to sources close to the Byron family, Andy's youngest son was watching the concert live stream at a sleepover. Surrounded by his friends, he suddenly saw his father on screen, sitting beside a woman who wasn't his mom. Imagine having to explain that to a group of 10-year-olds. Megan Byron didn't just lose her husband in private. She lost him on a global stage.
Who blew the whistle? The 2 executives caught on that now infamous Coldplay kiss cam were first identified on a TikTok account of someone who apparently works at the company. Oh my God, that looks like Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and Astronomer Chief People Officer Kristin Cabot. That's gonna be one awkward board meeting, if not a couple divorces too.
Before Megan even picked up the phone, the internet had already figured it out. Reddit users connected LinkedIn profiles. TikTok exploded with clips. Kristin's name was dragged into every corner of social media. Within 2 hours, her LinkedIn vanished. Photos surfaced of her and Andy at the same restaurant where Megan thought he was attending a solo business dinner. The lie had been exposed. The receipts were everywhere.
Kiss cam zeroes in on mortified tech CEO Andy Byron and alleged HR chief mistress Kristin Cabot.
It's even a photo. This is his, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but people are saying this is his.
Kristin Cabot wasn't just some random executive. She was the head of HR. The same woman responsible for workplace ethics training. The same woman who had dined at the Byron family home. She knew the names of Andy's children. She had built trust with the very woman whose life she allegedly helped destroy. The internet didn't just see an affair. They saw betrayal layered in irony.
Kristen turned around in shame and then fled. It was very clear that something was awry. The Coldplay singer even calls attention to it like they might be having an affair or they're just very shy.
And Megan, she didn't wait. She didn't post cryptic Instagram stories or write long captions. She confronted Kristin directly. According to sources close to the situation, there was no screaming, no viral selfie, no drama, just a calm, cutting truth. You don't accidentally end up in a VIP suite at a Coldplay concert with your married boss. This wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. That one sentence turned Megan from a betrayed wife into an icon. If this story already has your blood boiling or your jaw on the floor, then take a second to hit that like button. And if you want more breakdowns of real stories the internet can't stop talking about, don't forget to subscribe. Only 2% of viewers do, but that small click helps keep stories like this alive and loud. After Megan's confrontation, Kristin disappeared. No statements, no apology, no social media presence. Her company bio was pulled. Her LinkedIn was gone. And Astronomer, the tech startup they worked for, went into full crisis mode. Emergency board meetings were called. Investors were panicking. And the once pristine image of Andy Byron started crumbling in real time. Andy's apology came weeks too late. And it wasn't heartfelt. Insiders say it felt more like legal damage control than genuine remorse. Megan, meanwhile, locked her social media, removed her husband's photos, and reportedly filed for divorce. Without a prenup, she could walk away with half of his estimated $60 million fortune. But this wasn't about the money. This was about dignity.
How are you an HR director having an affair with the CEO? I'm guessing you didn't see the trainings that you've been assigning the employees. Forget HR. You are done in HR for the rest of your life.
Kristin's career? Done. At least in the eyes of the public. The same woman who trained employees on harassment policies now found herself at the center of a workplace scandal. Andy, once a golden boy, was reportedly given an ultimatum by the board. Step down or be fired for cause. The company he built was now his greatest liability. Investors weren't quiet. Several threatened to pull their funding. Employees felt betrayed. One anonymous worker reportedly said, "We went from being proud to work here to being embarrassed to list it on our resume." Morale plummeted. Stock options dropped. And the company's reputation took a hit it may never recover from. And it didn't stop there. The Coldplay effect, as some began calling it, had a ripple effect across industries. Marriage counselors reported a spike in appointments. Companies revisited their HR policies. Dating apps even reported a surge in conversations about workplace boundaries. This one scandal touched everything, from Wall Street to living rooms around the world. The legal drama is far from over. Experts say Megan could use this very public evidence to her advantage in court. Some predict potential lawsuits from shareholders and employees, citing breach of trust and hostile workplace claims. And this could be just the beginning. In the age of viral moments, personal misconduct is now a corporate threat. And through it all, Megan stood tall. Her sister moved in to help care for the kids. Friends say Megan's strength has been otherworldly. She's protecting her children while rebuilding a life from the ashes. The kids reportedly asked her, "Why was Daddy laughing with another woman?" There's no easy way to answer that. But Megan did what few could. She chose grace over vengeance. Megan Byron energy began trending. Thousands of women shared their own stories of betrayal, strength, and healing. She became a symbol, not for heartbreak, but for how to handle it. Her silence hit louder than any viral rant could. She reminded the world that you don't need to perform your pain for the public. Sometimes silence is the ultimate power move. Chris Martin himself even referenced the moment at his next concert, joking that unless you've done something shady lately, you've got nothing to worry about when the camera pans over. The crowd erupted. But the internet remembered. And the stain on Andy and Kristin's reputations? It's not washing off anytime soon. This wasn't just a breakup. This was a corporate collapse, a family fracture, and a masterclass in public accountability. Andy Byron, from tech innovator to cautionary tale. Kristin Cabot, from HR officer to internet pariah. Megan Byron, from silent wife to quiet icon. One concert, one camera, and 3 lives changed forever. So here's the final question. And we want to hear from you. If you were in Megan's shoes, would you confront the person privately or go public with your pain? Comment private or public below. Your answer says more about you than you think. And if this story made you rethink loyalty, betrayal, or the price of dignity in the digital age, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. We break down the drama behind the headlines. Not just what happened, but why it matters. More untold stories are coming soon, and trust us, They only get messier from here.